Honourable Cameron.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Speaker. Members, I rise today once again to demand that farm attacks and rural violence on both farmers and farm workers be prioritised as a matter of national urgency in our policing policy and security framework. Just earlier this week, I tabled a motion on behalf of the Democratic Alliance before this very House, not simply as a procedural act, but as a principled stand to call for farm attacks and rural crime to be designated as strategic priorities within the annual crime threat assessments and the operational planning of the South African Police Service. This is not only to protect the food producers of the country, but to defend every South African who labours in our agricultural heartlands under constant threat of violence. The data may show that murder is down overall by 12.4% in the last quarter, and while we welcome that decrease, we cannot ignore the unrelenting violence that rural communities continue to face each and every day. These are often not opportunistic crimes. They are calculated, they are brutal, and they often feature torture, rape, and execution-style killings. Many of these attacks are disproportionately violent, leaving their victims mutilated or tortured. In one of the most harrowing cases in our country's quite recent history, Willemientjie Potgieter's father was stabbed more than 150 times with a garden fork, amongst other things, an act of unimaginable cruelty that reflects a sadistic intent behind some of these crimes. I've personally spent time with survivors who were raped during attacks after being shot, and one elderly woman near Fochville had electric drill holes bored through her feet as a form of torture, and the list goes on. These attacks are not just crimes against individuals, they are attacks on the constitutional right to dignity, life, and to safety, and they are attacks on the very viability of our rural economy, on food security, employment, and national stability. Honourable members, the criminal justice response to rural crime has for far too long been fragmented and reactive. The rural safety strategy adopted with much fanfare remains inconsistently implemented and underfunded and without clear accountability. Crime intelligence in rural areas is scarce to non-existent. Rural police stations remain understaffed, under-resourced, and overwhelmed. And a recent SAP strategic briefing highlighted once again the need for an intelligence-led policing model to guide operations, a move that the DA wholeheartedly supports. But this must not remain in the realm of theory. It must translate into rural deployments backed by crime analysts, actionable intelligence, and swift prosecution-led investigations. What we have instead are rural police reservists that have been removed from service, sector policing that's virtually absent, and no specialized rural crime units to really speak of. During our oversight visits to specialized units, whether it's the flying squad or anti-gang units, it has become abundantly clear that in parts of SAPS, there is no real unified operational capacity to deal with the crisis of rural crime. Vehicles often lie broken in garages, critical posts remain unfilled, and unit commanders are operating with outdated technology, poor morale, and no clear directives for flailing senior management. Deputy Speaker, we must no longer ask whether rural safety should be prioritized. It's so obvious that it must. We must now ask why this hasn't been done already. It is a failure in some parts by parts of the South African Police Service management, a symptom of poor planning and unwillingness to align our operational footprint with our national priorities and best interests. One of the most disgraceful illustrations, as one of the previous speakers mentioned, of the systemic failure is the case of 81-year-old Hendrik Venter, who was violently murdered on his farm in Kuruman in the Northern Cape in September 2024. He was found with 3 deep stab wounds to the head, a horrifying example of brutality that some of these rural citizens face. SAPS activated its much-touted 72-hour activation plan and arrested all 5 suspects within days. But instead of justice, what followed was a complete collapse in investigative rigor. Forensic delays, missing documentation, and prosecutorial failures compounded until, in May 2025, the case has now been struck from the court roll. The suspects were all released, not because they were found innocent, but because the state failed to be ready. Another brutal farm murder followed by institutional indifference. It's simple to say then that it is not justice, it's a disgrace. And to make matters worse, some politicians from radical parties continue to openly sing about or romanticize the killing of farmers, while their extremist supporters celebrate these attacks on social media. This kind of hate-filled incitement does not embolden perpetrators, it simply undermines our constitutional democracy. We therefore call on the Minister to direct SAPS to do the following. 1. Include farm attacks in SAP's annual crime threat analysis and station operational plans as a priority crime. Establish dedicated rural crime capability or capacity within the DPCI. Fully implement a revised intelligence-led and evidence-based rural safety strategy in close partnership with local farm watchers and community structures. 4. Fully restore the hollowed-out SAPS reservist program in rural areas with a focus on recruitment of firearm-competent, well-vetted members of rural communities. And 5. Report quarterly to this House on rural crime data, prosecutions, and resource allocations to combating this scourge, with a renewed focus on prosecution-led investigations to ensure that arrests lead to convictions and justice. Deputy Speaker, I close by reminding the House that a government that cannot secure its farms cannot feed its people. This is not a cry for special treatment. It's simply a call for equal protection under the law. For every farm worker, every farmer, every family, and every dependent. We owe them more than just sympathy. We owe them to keep them safe. And so far, we've been failing. I thank you.
The social media people reacted to this speech. Thuso says all crime must be declared a priority. There is absolutely nothing exceptional about farm attacks. This racist Afrikaners boys though. That's how he reacted about this. Then there is a member of the EFF, Sitlelons, he says, Donald Trump is fighting with Elon Musk over this lie and over exaggeration. I suggest you quickly join your foreign friends before it's too late. All crime must be declared a national priority. There's nothing special about white farmers, because it's very true about this comment on the member of the parliament, Sitlelonzi. Vuyon Singer says, women especially, black women are being killed every single day in this country. But this nonsense about a fake genocide is what MPs are concerned about. Sisika again is true. We're in trouble. Thank you very much.